Hey guys, this is going to be a video about the games that I regret buying, or regretted buying anyway. There aren't many games on my list because many of the games that I did regret buying I sold or traded into GameStop when I went to purchase new games. So there's not many games on my list here, but I thought I'd just share some of them with you guys. I will point out right now that some of the games on my list will anger a lot of people, and please understand that the reason it might anger you is because you like the game. Now, when I make this list, I don't mean that these are bad games. I'm saying these are the games I regret buying myself personally. The only time I'm actually rating a game on how good it actually is when I make my review videos. So please keep that in mind before posting angry comments or rating my video badly. So just keep that in mind, please. So I'll start. Some of them are old games, some of them are more recent games. So we'll get started. This is Burnout 4 Revenge. The reason I bought this game is because I like the third game on the Xbox, the original Xbox. I liked it because it was a racing game that I really enjoyed because it's not all about racing. It's about demolition derby, and I really like those kind of games because I was never the fan of racing games, and I still am not a fan of racing games. So that's why I got Burnout 4 for the Xbox 360. I wasn't waiting for it. I didn't even know it was uh, released until I saw it on a store shelf. So I regret buying it only because I didn't feel like I was in Burnout 3 again. I mean, they enhanced some stuff, but there were also many problems such as frame rate issues, freezing. The it didn't feel like a different game per se. So I thought the third one was more original in that sense. Here we have a more recent game, Prototype. Prototype actually, the only problem I had with this game was the fact that this game was at first very difficult for what they gave you, and the story was clustered, and the combat was flawed in my opinion. Now, let's start with the first. What was my first? Oh, the game is hard. Yeah, so they think that if they give you every single power in like that's ever possible in terms of shape shifting, that you're going to be able to take on a freaking army with tanks, super soldiers, super mutants, and just like get chugged around and still like be easy. It'll be easy. I played this game on the easiest difficulty for about 4 weeks, and I could not. My progression in terms of skill was horrible. I wasn't getting any better. Now you could blame that on me, but usually when I play a game I get much better at it as I advance through. So this game was weird in that sense. The story was weird and it wasn't consistent with itself. The graphics didn't really look good, they just looked gory, and that doesn't make good graphics. And the, the combat was flawed because of the being chugged around by the tanks and not knowing what you were getting attacked by half the time. Alright, game made by the same people. Hulk. Uh, this game, same problem, many of the same problems as Prototype that they didn't address. They made the game too hard. You might be the Incredible Hulk, but you can't fight an army in this game, which was kind of ridiculous. I thought the graphics were okay, but same problems as Prototype. Don't need to go over them. Okay, Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. Now I'm probably going to get smashed by many hundreds of people on YouTube who think this was the best RPG game ever. Now let me explain myself. This game was in no way bad, but the problems I have with games in general are the problems I had in this game. Conveniently, I know. So those problems ultimately led me to a frustration B, a sense of inadequacy for like playing the actual game. It didn't feel satisfying. Now I played this game for a good 15 hours before I'm like, screw it. Um, it's not like I just dropped it in the first hour. Obviously, you can't judge a game like this in the first hour. But I feel after 15 hours, you do get a general feel of how this game is going to go for the rest. So, the problems I had were minor, but there were a lot of them, so that's why. Spider-Man 3. This is the game that finally convinced me that movie games are bad, always will be bad, and should never be bought, purchased ever unless you want to purposely burn your money. And even burning your money is probably more effective than buying a movie-based game. Or a game-based, movie-based game, yeah. So, I'm not saying that all games are like that, but the majority of them are. The exception might be Batman Arkham Asylum, but that wasn't really based on the movie. So that's that. This game had all the problems that shouldn't have been in this game. You don't feel like a superhero, you feel like someone who's being tossed around the city who has to fight against like 50 people with guns. Not even Spider-Man can win against 50 people with guns if you're decent. Even if you're like a decent gamer. And the last one, I'm gonna get shot for this. Dragon Age Origins. Now, let me explain myself again, as I needed to with Oblivion. There was nothing wrong with this game. There was absolutely nothing wrong with this game. Well, you get the point. Exaggeration, but yeah. But what I felt BioWare really let us down on was how they ported this game onto the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. This game is an entirely different game on the Xbox 360 and the PS3. And that's not even in a good way. That's in a bad way. It's like how they ripped Bayonetta off on the PS3. My suggestion to anyone who's looking to buy this game, if you have a PC, buy it on the PC. If you have all the systems ever, I don't care. You need to buy this on the PC. Not only are the graphics better, the gameplay better, and the flowing of the game better, the frame rate, it's just a better game on the PC. BioWare really ripped us off with that one, guys. I mean, there were minor issues that really bugged me, and there were a lot of them. The game had consistent frame rate issues on the PS3 and the Xbox 360. The game also had that combat issue. It felt like the combat was all fake. You're swinging your sword, and blood is coming out the wrong places, and it just doesn't feel like a fight. It just feels like two people are swinging at air, and it just happens to be that there's someone in front of them, and because someone's in front of them, they decide to make blood splatter out of them. There's no physics in this game whatsoever. Now, I don't expect an RPG to have excellent physics, but don't make it where you want to go back a generation to the PS2. Now, this isn't so much of a problem on the PC, but they should have done what they're going to do with Mass Effect 2, improve the physics. You can see people get shot and jiggle around and go like that if they get shot here, or go like that if they get shot here. That's what we want here, not anything else that doesn't look realistic. So that's my video. There's really nothing else I have that I actually regret buying. Most of the games I have I am happy with, but that's it for the video. Thanks for watching, and please comment.